Hi, this is Jason with Agland Co-op. We're out in the field today with some guys from MZB Technologies. They have come down. We're going to zone some fields today. Here is their Varus cart with the different blades on it that we run across the field. It takes electroconductivity of the soil at various depths through the field. And here we have our RTK unit set up, and there's also a receiver on the back end of the pickup. Now what this does is it takes different elevation of the field, different soil types of the field by shooting electroconductivity through the soil down through these blades. And as we go along through the field here, I will have another video and we will show how it's working. Okay, we're riding in the pickup here now. As you can see, we're driving across the field. A little rough, might be a little hard to see the screen here, but you can see how we're mapping data across the field. Down here in the lower right corner is showing our Varus numbers off the Varus cart. And our elevation, and here within the next 24 hours we should have a map of this field with all the different zones, and we will go over it and take a look at it. And here is our MZB soils map that we have received back. You can see how the field lays out. We have a total of 57.9 acres here, and you can see the different zone types we have. The zone 1, which is usually a hilltop or a ridge area. Got a couple different zones here. Zone 5 is a draw running through this field. There's a little bit of a higher clay content, not quite as higher producing soil, along with the Zone 3. And over on this north end here we got more of a Zone 3, more of a low area of the field. Our Zone 8's, the blue, and the Zone 11, the green, is our higher producing soil throughout the field. So what we did is we broke this whole field down into 5 different zones. And you can see here, each zone, it shows how many acres of each zone we have in this field. Now what we will do, we break this down into a soil sampling map. Each one of these zones is treated as a separate field. So we take different soil samples in each zone. You can see Zone 8, we have sample points, Zone 11, Zone 3, 5, and 1. And we treat each one as a separate field. So we take different soil samples to check the fertility throughout this field, and we can push these yield goals in these areas of the field where we have better soil types, and we could back off in some of these areas where it's not quite as good, or maybe we won't be able to produce the yields that we want to out in these fields. We can back off here, push more into these areas. You know, we can still look at 160, 180, 200 bushel yield goal, but we're going to push it more in these areas where we know we can do it. And we can also, what we can do with this, if your planter is capable of it, we can also do variable rate seeding. We can push our populations higher in these areas and lower down in these areas where we don't quite as have a good a soil type. We can still average out to what you were shooting for as an average for a population. But that's something we can also do with this MZB map, along with not only the fertility but also the variable rate seeding along with it. You know, down in here we might push for 120 bushel yield goal because we know that maybe that's all that's able to produce. We're over in these areas, we can maybe push that 200, 210, 220 and beyond, you know, yield goals depending on the soil types and depending on the fertility that's out there, and also along with the population. So if this is something you'd be interested in, I know a lot of growers have been doing this for quite a few years and have seen the results on the MZB program. You can contact either myself in Delmont or Steve Walls in Parkston to get set up and get some maps of your fields made up to take a look at them. With that, this is Jason again with Agland Co-op. Please give us a call. Thank you.